Enugu State, the heartbeat of southeastern Nigeria, a land known for its coal mines, rolling hills, and vibrant culture. But beneath the surface of daily life lies a story rarely told. Beyond the veil, the ordeal of widowhood in Enugu.
Nothing.
Number one, ọ bụrụ ihe mmadụ na-abụ na-eme ofu onye na-emezi is a big challenge.
Death in a family is always sad, but the loss of a breadwinner with wives and children is truly heartbreaking. Around the world, the death of a spouse brings challenges that often undermine the quality of life of those left behind. In Nigeria, particularly in Enugu State, women who lose their husbands often face severe discrimination.
Since September 2021, I'm in another ward as a widow. I didn't want to hear no was Marana things near Nadi. Now another one, a widow.
We were married in the year 1999. Wedded January 1st, 1999, 20 years before he died.
Just once every year, the attention is drawn to apply on June 23rd, marked as International Widows Day. International Widows Day is a global awareness day that was launched by the United Nations in 2010 to raise awareness of the violation of human rights that widows suffer in many countries following the death of their spouses.
Even a demon ha hakwuru m ozi onye so m na mbie sọfara ihe niile so m na ma ugwu na njikọ onwe na-ajụ ese anaghị akpọ nothing anaghị ajụ maka eri anwe ihe ọbụla ha na-ajụ da nna niile so m na anọkwala m onweghị onye ọbụla n'anya ọkwa mfụtakwa afọ ọnụ m ka agbanye m ka eji egote nkụ m ka eme ihe niile ọ na-emehụ ọdụ eche m njechekwa ya ebidokwa m nke nkwụsị nwe onye na-abịa achị m ndị nke ya ga-eme mọkwasị m na
ihe o mere m bụ na ha nyere m oche ebe m ha gosiri m ebe m ga-etu afụtahụ m iro ọtụtụ ebe m oge o mechie ebere ya akpọọ m isi so ihe o mere m.
A Christian before my husband died. So many of those cultural I did not partake. The only one that I partake was just to stay. 1 year, mourning him. Then after that 1 year, I went to remove the mourning clothes. Then after that one, there is none again. It's only that 1 year that I stayed. When you go out, you will not stay till 6 o'clock. Then the other one is that the clothes that I wear is only 2 clothes till that 1 year. Not on all the events that I will attend. Those party ones, celebration, I did not attend, but where they are mourning, I can go there, then come back.
ndị di m mara onwe ha na-emecha ihe ha niile fesuo m eme m ihe niile ụfọdụ abịasịwa m eyi ọkwa ụmụnne di m ya na m mere eyi nsị ha na ime eme eyi na m achọ ha niile fesuo m mere m ihe niile mere m ihe niile mere m ihe niile isi Chineke nọkwa aka emechakwa ihe niile ma Jehova nọ n'ọrụ emechakwa m wee kpụrụ ụmụ Chineke wee cheta m na-enyere m aka na-emere m ihe ọma obu wee sie m ike mana nwaanyị dị enye nwụkwara sikwa na sọrị na ọ nọ n'ọkụ.
Oge ọ nwụrụ ọfụ anyị ndị ụmụada asị na m ga-etukwu n'ala na m tukwuru ebe m ga-anọ wee luo isi ya nọọ ka ha si eme si oke ka ọ bụla ekwuru mee ya ajụghọ m ntị fụ na m mechara ya so ihe m nọrọ ebe ahụ nọ bụ 2 weeks mpụtazie ha chinye m akwa nyiri dị akwa so ebe mụanụ nke m ihe ha si m yie ya 6 months yie 6 months ahụ lukwe time m ga-eyipụ ya yipụkwe dị akwa maka ụmụaka mụ na ha nọ ka m nwee ike chọgharịa ihe ha ga na-eri.
O nwere ihe ha na-eme a na nwaanyị di ya nwụrụ. Nke mbụ oge ahụ di m nwụrụ ha si na mma anọ 12 days alone. O nwere onye mụ na ya ga-anọ and na mụ na mmadụ ama nlike ihe mụ na mmadụ ama ndina nwụ and na 6 to 6 m ga-apụta 6 in the morning mbịa nọ n'oche ahụ m ga-anọkwa from that seat till 6 in the evening 6 a.m. ka m meji pụọ n'oche ahụ na mụ na mmadụ ama ndịkọ ihe na a ga na-esiri m nri kọpụ m meji na-aṅụ mmiri ga-abụ separate cup efere everything nwere onye mụ na ya ga-eshi anyị and na mmanwụ ama nje afịa within all our local markets no distant market ka m manage until m lucha uju di m ahụ and na mma lahụ ụla from that 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. na mma lahụ ụla na mma ndị on till lucha uju di m ahụ. So through at that time ihe ndị a bụ ihe m gabigara mgbe ahụ and na mma mpụ apụ mụ na mmadụ ama nkwe n'aka mụ na mmadụ ama mgbakọ nkata na mma anọ alone na so onye na-eru uju di ya which I did.
These are heartbreaking stories to say the least. According to the recent statistics, an average of 600 men die across Nigeria every year, some naturally, others unexpectedly.
He was sick briefly before he died.
He was sick so many years before we took him to the hospital. So when we went to the hospital, the doctor diagnosed him as the sickness. So we were admitted at the hospital for 1 month plus when the sickness was too much. Then after that 1 month plus, we were discharged as he was getting better. So after that, the sickness come again. Then through that one, he couldn't make it again. So that led to his death.
Ihe buru ya bụ na mgbe ahụ na-eme ihe ọnọ gọọmenti so ọ na-anya ọkada ya nwee ife na paakị o wee gbaa mgburu ya a na-agba egbe wee nwụta ya ọ nke ọ chịrị ime.
Ọ yara ahụ mana ahụ ọ yara abụghị ọjọọ sa ahụ tekiri ya 1 week bụ ihe ọ ya wee nwụọ.
Their death introduces their wives into the growing communities of widows, among them is Mrs. Florence, a struggling widow with 2 children, a boy and a girl. They live in conditions that break the hardest of hearts.
Maybe 19 years on. Ihe mgbanwe dị n'ime ya bụ oge ọ nwụcha. So ọ dịghọrọ m izi because ụmụaka anụnwa ha kapere ezigbote mpe. Ọkachasị nke nwaanyị ahụ dị ebe 1 year oge ọnwụ. Sọnsọ m bie na-akatazi for everything. Mụ na ha na-apa evu ya lute kịta anụnwa ha malitere ihe. So ha malitezikwa ihe kịta anụnwa. Anwezi ebe mma m ga-ebido na ebe m ga-akwụsị. Maka na ọ na dịka ihe mmadụ na-abụọ na-eme ofu onye na-emezi kịta anụnwa. Ọ maghọzi m ka mụ na ha ga-esi wee eje. The thing na-eme m oge ọbụla nnabụ ụra anaghị m arahụ ụra, m ga na-ebe akwa abalị niile m binie ụmụaka na ọ na-alahụrụ onwe ha ụra. Ha malite that is mwute ada ụmụaka n'obi a na-asị m ọmị biko ji na-alahụ ụra. So mụ na ha onweghị ụtọ ọzọ mụ na ha ga-esi wee mee. Ha agụchago na secondary school enwezi ihe mma ha ga-emewe. Ọ bụghị akwụkwọ ka ha na-eji, ọ bụghịzi ihe na-anụnwa, ọ fịaziri anyị ahụ, fịashi anyị ahụike.
It is, I've always wanted to go to school. I left secondary school in 2020. Since then, it has been my desire to go to school, but looking at the situations around, looking at my mommy's condition, looking at my own condition, I'm just like, okay, maybe I can't go to school because there's no financial backbone to support me. Even to learn a trade, you have to have some capitals which you need to raise. There's no one to do it for me. Like, it's really hurting. Like, it's very hurting. Very hurting.
For now, I don't think I have any hope of going to school for now with just my mother and the work she's doing. She's just a hairdresser. And with the economy of Nigeria now, there is nothing, like, we don't have enough customers in the shop. People don't longer come to make their hair because all those modern things now, they make wigs for just for easy this thing, because there is no money to make hair, so there is not enough customers coming to make their hairs. So with this kind of thing, I don't think it is necessary for now with the economy of Nigeria, just my mommy and my brother and I for me to go to school for now.
Mrs. Florence is one of millions of widows who struggle and face discrimination. Globally, the number of widows is put around 258 million, and of this figure, over 100 million live in extreme poverty. In Enugu State, statistics show that we have over 117,000 disadvantaged widows and an estimated 500,000 children. This is quite a huge number for a society. Why did these women suffer so?
I don't debate the money. I do even the higher end of money. I do come down on you. I not a cold. Then them come now. As we may so move after cool mature very hard. I day never mind. I'm a home I live. Why I day. Here I'm up and I want to have no. I didn't never say I went to Muma Irucha under my door. I hear I don't know Mazama. I wrote as quick on one. A man's what do you have no gaze? A man's dying in squaring K. I had a quack. There are women of a just come on. I had a just.
As a woman, I am. I can no longer do things on my own as it is before, because he's not there to support me in many ways, and the brother that is alive is not caring. He's not caring at all. So even some of our land now, he have sold it without my information. He have sold me some of the land, and nothing is even remaining because they have no land. So the one that is remaining, he have sold 2 of them. The big 2 of them, he have sold it to people. and without telling me that he have sold it.
It's automatically changed. Even to feed now is a problem. In this hard situation, to feed is a problem. To pay for school fees is a problem. And all of them are in school. So that is the problem I have as a widow. And I'm sure it's applicable to most, widow have level. So it's applicable to people at my grade. There are some people who have made it. But for me, my own is it's too early to be called a widow now.
A lot of challenges women face since that day on. To an extent on abandoned the Bewawasi Otaka Owadi. Why their dad is dead at this time? The Haku Omwebe Onyeni Meha. A lot of things on our for the Kairi and come marry for the Kairi. For the Kaya got school at Chongan Nogo School. For the Kahana Yana like this. Mpataputa, where is so boy. This my children have been suffering since that day. Why? Because no help again. Why? Because no bunankapa unwetemu kahaji I sustain.
In Nigeria, particularly in Enugu State, there is a belief system that women marry the family and not just the man. The allegation against the extended family unit is strong. There is strong claims that some of these behaviors are not random and may have roots in certain cultures and traditions. We spoke to some community leaders about it.
In my community, when the husband of a wife dies, the wife is expected to alert her relations and neighbors that her husband has died by crying out. Every woman that the husband dies must show, a sign of grief over the death of the husband by crying out. Tradition demands that a widow who loves her husband must cry out to show people that really she has lost someone very dear to her. That was the tradition demands. But where the widow fails to show grief over the death of her husband, that widow will have problems with the relations of the husband. So, it falls on the woman to show grief over the death of the husband. Tradition demands that. And again, any woman that her husband dies, from that moment, she cried out. Neighbors and relations haven't come to mourn with her. She's no longer free to move about. She's no longer free to go to work, to go to farm, or to go to markets. Restrictions over her starts as soon as her husband dies.
In traditional practices, they always use the statement, this is how our forefathers has been doing it, and we inherited that. But in this modern time, we give it a human face. That those women are human beings. That's not because the husband died, we will equally kill that young lady. Most especially if the woman had some children. In my community in this day, some women may not have a male child and may be buoyant enough. She will go and marry in the name of the husband. Even in those days, they will go and marry. And then when they got the male child will be asking the name of the husband. And is entitled to whatever belongs to them. And that's the aspect I love in that community. Nobody is praying that the brother will die so that he will inherit what belongs to him. Everybody is making effort to get what he will hand over to his own family. So this issue of trying to stand on the way of somebody because has a challenge of losing the husband, it's not too good. The old people had been doing that, which in some communities, even today, they still do it. They still do it today. But in my community, we don't do that.
It's a very serious issue, particularly where the widow has no issues or where she has no male issues. It has been a problem within my community. Any widow that has no child is being denied of the property of the husband. Relations of the husband would like to share the property of their late brother just because the widow has no issues. So it has been a problem. Even the business of the husband are being interfered with by the relations of the husband. At times, in fact, in some societies, the property or the house property of the widow are being confiscated by their relations, and they share those things out to the detriment of the widow. So it has been a very serious issue, except that the widow has male issues. That is only way they will have right to the inheritance of the husband. We do have such challenges where the widow, particularly childless, but has a property built between her and her husband. In our own community, where it is found out that the woman is a partner to any business with her husband, in any business, or has built anything, our community doesn't deny it.
Nigeria is among the 120 signatories to the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. However, much hasn't changed in how widows are treated regarding inheritance. What does the law say?
So when a woman finds out that she's been maltreated or that some people are trying to take what belongs to her as a widow, she will first and foremost report to her husband's people, the woman or the head of the family. Just let them know what is happening and give them time to wade into the matter. But when you discover that the people that you reported to are in one way or the other supporting the opposing side, you don't need to be quiet. You have to amplify Amplify your voice. Speak out. You have tried the inner kitchen, the inner family, the inner circle of the family. When they failed you, grow up. Report to the village chief where you have a village chief. If you don't have a village chief, ask about the traditional ruler. Report to them. They can handle the issue. They can call a meeting. They can inquire to know what is happening. If that one fails, then you go to magistrate court to file a civil matter. You can look for a lawyer. Yes, better still, you look for a lawyer. You express yourself, state your case. Tell the lawyer what is happening. The lawyer will now know what to do. That's where the matter will start from magistrate courts. If magistrate court failed to give you justice, you can appeal to high courts. You take it up from there.
The Enugu State legislative body say they are doing their best and there are many laws enacted to protect these widows. Are these laws being carried out to make sure these widows are protected?
We have inheritance laws, but how much are they applicable to widows? Inheritance law, it varies. It varies. We have so many cultures binding us in Nigeria. In Enugu State, women are meant to be co-heirs, to have properties together with their husband, with their spouses. So when the husband dies, the woman is free to inherit her husband's property. That's what inheritance law talks about. But just as I said earlier, we have so many cultures. So inheritance law that is applicable to a woman from Oji River might not be applicable to a woman, a widow, in a Udi or Kano, as the case may be. But generally, a widow is supposed to inherit her late husband's property. So when the husband dies, especially for the husband that died intestate, that's what we call that a person died intestate in law. It refers to when a man dies without writing a will. Maybe the man acquired so many things in his lifetime, thinking that he will live to take care of all these things. All these things were under the possession of the man before he died. But the moment the man dies, maybe the man, his mother is still alive, his father is still alive, the person has younger brothers, or even extended brothers. The moment the person dies, all these people will just come in. They will start to scamper for the man's property, excluding the wife. The laws were made. But my brother, the problem we have is that implementation is the major problem.
The government said they are doing their best, investing significant resources in widows' welfare. Additionally, the wives of governors have initiated pet projects aimed at addressing some of the basic issues faced by the widows. However, these efforts are far from sufficient. Much more needs to be done to truly meet the needs of widows and their children.
For the widows, many things are involved. Some of us are sick of different kinds. Some of us have children that are not grown. So we need their help to help us, to be giving us, certain things, a kind of interest that will help us to be, attending to our hospital needs. They will help us to be training out, giving scholarship to children, our children, so that we will not be thinking too much and die of thinking. So if they just keep quiet like that, it will not be good. Let them find a way of assisting us, both financially and otherwise. And all these palliatives, when they give it out, they should now be open and say, go and give this to these widows. They should have a kind of forum where our names and addresses, phone numbers will be written, so that they can even reach to us, even our account details, so that it will not be from one hand to the other. By the time it will get us, we will not see anything again.
When he died, as it looks like everything had turned upside down, it looks like I will not get help again, or that no one will help me. But today, I can see that God is doing it. But I still need that help from any group of people or any society that can help me, because it hasn't been easy. Even the little business that I'm doing, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy at all. Because I know that if my husband were there, he would provide. But today, I only cater for my family. Only cater for my family. And sometimes I will look for help, and help will not come.
The government should play this role, especially to the widows. Number one is that encouraging them by giving them employment. Most of these widows, they have their certificates. So if the government should employ them, it will go a long way to alleviate their plight.
I want Enugu State government to provide care for the widows in Enugu State. What are those skills? Skills in a situation whereby you should know how to do tailoring. If they can help them with little amount of money for them to start petty trading business, which will also go a long way, so that it will help them to push their children to school.
The story of Enugu's widows is one of resilience in the face of adversity. As awareness grows and more voices join the call for change, there is hope for a brighter future. But the question remains, how long until equality becomes a reality for all widows in Enugu State? What is your role in the story? You might say it will never happen to you, but so did many of the women we spoke to. Each of us has the power to make a difference. Do what you can for the widows around you. Offer support. Challenge discriminatory practices, or simply lend a listening ear. Remember, little drops of water make a mighty ocean. By choosing to act, we can create ripples of change that grow into waves of equality. The future of Enugu's widows is in your hands. Will you choose to make a difference?